So, welcome my friends. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm still trying to get the video over, so give me a little second, but I thank you all for being here on the 32nd day, 32nd time of the live ingredient drop. It's insane, it's unbelievable. I thank you all for supporting this, for being part of this little experiment. And it's quite good. We've got a runtime of 788 hours. And it's the 32nd day. Wow. Wow, really wow. Crazy. So, let me see where I can put this little thing. Oh yeah, I gotta send it over Telegram. Yeah. The taste report for day number 32 is being copied right now. Gonna take maybe a minute or so. And while it copies, I can give you a view of the stew. I'm a bit coffee. There we go. So much liquid. There. Let's. Shame you don't get to smell it, really. There you go. There you go, my dear friends. Copying. Stu, yes, Poyman. Hello, hey, a new name. Welcome. Coughing, the stew will heal that. Exactly, here for the stew. Welcome. Exactly, and I am quite pleased today with the stew. I've got to admit, I am quite pleased. I don't want to spoil too much. Gonna take another few minutes. Like, there you see. Well, see, it's still. We're at like 23 MB of 53 MB. But it's gonna work. We're gonna go through it together, right? Well, let me give you a view, a little show of our nice stew. There we've got a good amount, which is always important. Solids, we've got a nice good amount of solids in there. Tasting awesome. Here, so you see how viscose, the viscosity of the fluid. You see, it's still rather fluid. It's not like a very thick thing. But I don't know if that is okay, if we should have added more roux or not, but I like it like this. We could get it a bit thicker if we want, but I really didn't feel like I had to, I'm gonna be honest. I was quite pleased with it this way. Maybe, and also I still don't dare to make it really that much thicker, at least not yet. Because I'm still worried if it might get burnt down or something on the ground. Nimmerlander, welcome. Yeah. Welcome, y'all. Wait. Gotta get you hyped, huh? Give me a second. There. There we go. Hype. I know. We're gonna get it hyped. Nice. There. Wait. There it is. Woo. Yeah. Total hype. This is one of the next thing I'm gonna do. Let's get this little thing done just for now. Give me a short moment. And we'll be going through a few memes. Hype, yeah. And what was your Sunday like? Or is like? For me, it's almost over again. Were you good, saint? Were you faithful? Did you give your prayers to the Saint Garlic, to the Galatian church, huh? There we go. Just 1 or 2 more minutes. I thought of letting you wait without, but I thought, okay, I'm better talk to you guys while I download all of it. Right? Yeah, got it, there it is. Ready. And with that, we are ready. Ready. Let's get the video started. Taste report. Today's taste report. You get the worldwide exclusive first premiere of the video. There we go. Day 32. The pot stands new. We forged it back, made strong the brew. If you've been here, you know the scar. If not, come see what we now are. Welcome, my dear friends, on the 32nd day of the Perpetual stew. It's incredible how long it's working and how good it still tastes and how I'm not getting bored of it. Really interesting. The test was supposed to last for 14 days and we keep going. Last time on day 30 I committed to say we're gonna do another 30 days, so you can be sure we will have the stew up to day 60 for sure. Now let's get to the taste report. Yesterday I added the Worcester sauce, the soy sauce and the Maggi along with the roux made out of the broth of the stew, and it absolutely did work. I'm not sure if it's just those things or the bay leaves too. Gotta admit, we added bay leaves too. But when I opened the lid, it already smelled so much better. I don't know, like more meaty. And I have no clue why that does it. Really interesting. I put the bowl in. Every single ingredient tastes great. I know some of you say, oh, he's just using great and awesome and so on. But, well, that's the way it is. It tastes that way for me. The potatoes are awesome. The sausages have that nice little burst of taste when you bite into them. The cabbage has become soft and nice to bite into, really, with that hearty, interesting flavor in it. All in all, it's just great, really great. Whereas I ate the plate, I was full, I had everything I needed nutritionally, and I wanted more. I wanted a second plate. That's what I like. With that, it's a solid 9 out of 10. And I'm going to enjoy just another bowl. That's how it's gonna be. I thank you all for being part of this. I thank you all for watching this. I thank you all for the feedback in the comments to become a better cook and to make the stew better. And with that, I wish you all the very, very best, and bye. Yeah. And that's it. That's our taste report for today. A 9. We got a 9. I'm very, 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 very pleased with that. That's from something else before. That we got a 9 is quite nice in my opinion. Yeah, 9 out of 10 reached. Exactly. I have not, wait, give me a moment. I have not adapted the taste score yet. Just a second. Just a second. There we got it. Already updated. Sorry, I forgot to update it. There we go. Bam. Now we see it. Nice, this goal. You see that going up, up. You see how we learn how to get better, and it's staying in the upper regions more and more. I mean, we dump down every now and then when I try something, when I experiment too much, and then I fail miserably. But that is just how the world goes, right? That's how life is. C'est la vie, as the French say. C'est la vie, mon ami. Now, for all of those of you who don't know, you can watch, I think it was the spreadsheet. Yep. Here's the link to the spreadsheet. Can't succeed without failing. Exactly. We gotta test stuff. Such is life. Exactly. There's the link for the spreadsheet. You can look at it, and I have all of the recorded. You can see the graph there. You can see the daily judgments, like the score, and you can see the ingredient list. I always wrote it down so you can check out what was used on which day, if you're curious about it. Just, I don't know, I wanted to keep it for myself so I can cross-reference and check out, okay, when was what used, what was a good taste, what was not a good taste, because for 2 weeks I thought it would be easy to remember. But like, if, I'm not promising, but like if we do it for, let's say, a year, then it would be nice to know, okay, what were the 10 times that we got a 9? Okay, I see, it's always those same ingredients that I seem to really like, or whatever. We'll see how that goes. Today, I'm not going to do much. As some of you know, it's in Austria. Sunday has the stores closed, so I can't do much. I'm just going to relax around, make it very, very, very simple. No, we're not going to add 100 cloves of garlic. No, we're not. This will be a romance and a drama that is not going to happen. Imagine Romeo and Juliet, and that's my little stew and the 100 cloves of garlic. Okay? What was it like? A drama. It's true love if it's never fulfilled. Isn't that what this one little weird little mermaid girl in that one manga about the monster Musume girls says? Best love is that never happens. Or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. Been long time that I read that and I didn't think it was that great. So, what are we going to do today? I'm going to do almost nothing today. Seriously, I'm just going to be a lazy guy. Really lazy today. I'm going with this and this. And then let's check this side. A little extra. We're going to add the chicken leg. Why? Because I want some meat in there. And it's Sunday. I can't go shopping and I don't have any beef there. I think beef would be nice, but I think that chicken is also nice. I think the chicken will work well with it. I think so, at least. Like, I want chicken again. I haven't had chicken in a while. I think and now don't correct me, like I could be completely wrong, but I feel like we haven't had chicken for over a week. And I kind of like chicken, you know? And the second thing, I think I should use the mushrooms, because they start to get, or else they get old. Like, I don't know, is this still okay for a mushroom, for a champignon? There you go. You see that? Like, is this already too brown, too dark? Look at this. This, you see? Can I use that? Or not? What does chat say? I really need your feedback now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, please don't stay quiet about this. I know all the lurkers, you're shy. You don't want it. I totally understand it, but please help me. I'm a beginner. I need to know and I need feedback so I don't die of food poisoning, okay? You decide to add the Perpetual garlic cloves then would be a wonderful send-off. Here for the stew, no, we are not going to do that. The send-off would be something else. If I have a planned send-off, like I'm not getting sick, I'm not being hit over a car or whatever, like God does something where it's like, nope, it's over. If I can plan the end, then it will be something else. The 100 cloves of garlic, yeah, it's still okay. When it gets black, then you should throw them out. Okay, I'll show you a few others to judge it. Thank you, Nimmerländer. The 100 cloves of garlic is something that I promised to one of the users that I would do if I get enough dank memes. Okay? That is when it's good time. If I get enough people to produce and create enough memes for the stew, so many that I laugh about it or feel good about it, then I'll do it. Okay? That is this game. This is how we play. Just a second. Yeah, I need to get the image for you guys so you can see it. Give me a second. Just a short second. Just a moment. I need to check out something. I want you to see it, okay? There we go. Got it. Here is the rule and the judgment on how it works, okay? This is the reaction I need, and I will count the meme as a dank meme. If it achieves this. If I blow air out of my nose, like you guys know what this means, then I will count it. And if I get enough of those, then I will do the 100 cloves of garlic challenge. Okay? That's how it goes. You can post it on our little cooking forum site, as we call it nowadays. Or you can post them to my X account. Both count, both I agree, accept. For those who don't know, give me a second. Where is it? There. There, let's go there. Oh man, this site is slow today. My internet is a bit slower than usual because I'm trying to get the second camera system up and I'm trying with my WLAN and everything. So it's like a bit bad. But no, I think those were the darkest pieces. Like the darkest I have is this little brown. Like this slight little brown here and here. So you guys say that is no problem, right? This. Like there, you see they're a bit schrumpelig, as we say in German. Like there are already like cellulitis. But you say that's still okay, right? And there, I have no clue why it shows me as not existing, but this is my X account, okay? For those who want to follow, Perpetual Stew_C. It didn't let me write cook. I don't know why it didn't let me write cook, but that's the way it is. Follow me on X so I don't seem like a total loser with just 12 followers. I don't know. X does not like me. I'm not winning there. Absolutely not winning at all. Such is life. Brown is no problem. I've eaten champignons in worse conditions and didn't get sick. Schrumpelig just shows that are a bit dry. No problem. Alright, then we're gonna do that. That's nice. Because I don't want to waste them. I want to keep them and use them. There we go. So this is one of the first things. And the second thing will just be the chicken leg. And then we're done for today. I was thinking of using this is the puff pastry dough, but I'm going to be honest, I think it would taste good. I would like to try it, but I have eaten enough of the stew today. I'm really not in the mood to bake anything, so I'll leave it in the kitchen and the fridge, and we might be doing it tomorrow. I don't think that the chicken alone will make such a big difference that, like, oh my god, I'm gonna destroy the experiment, you know. I think it's alright if we do it this way. And today I will not brown the champignons. I was told by some comments I should not always put them into the pan, not always fry them, because it's nice because they soak up all the oil and the taste from the pan. And I might want them raw, so they soak up with the broth instead of the oil of the pan. And I should try it out. So today we're gonna try that out. Right? I'm quite happy that I found out that I like mushrooms. I mean, mushrooms. So far I've only tested champignons. I'll be going to the store soon and try out other ones. I mean, these champignons, they lasted quite a while now. In general, the whole stew cooking is a very efficient one. I think this one is a bit too much. Yes, if I was starving or very hungry and very poor, I would put in these pieces too. But I am not. And I enjoy the luxury of not having to do that. That's simple, gonna admit. That's just the way it is. There. Now I forgot. Would I have had to wash the champignons from the store or not? What does chat say? Should I wash them? I mean, now it's too late. I could put them into the sieve, into the mesh. What's the English correct word for something like this? This here. What's a sieve, right? Or a mesh strainer? What is the difference? I'm not sure. Gotta ask the clanker, huh? Still good? I just bought blätterteig myself 2 days ago and considered baking it with my stew rolled in. Yeah, it's a great idea. And blätterteig is the puff pastry dough, for those who don't know. Maybe wash them. You didn't? I usually wash them. The others I did wash. The others I did. Just these ones I did not yet. They were in the fridge in that little thing. So chat seems to suggest I should wash them. Okay. There we go. There we go. Test this. Well, let's put those in there. There we go. This are throw away. Now I'm gonna take them and wash them. Huh? No, never wash mushrooms. They become slimy. Just brush them if they're dirty. I mean, they're from the store. They're not dirty. There's nothing like dirt on them. It was just like there's no dirt. They're not from the ground. I'm sure they're washed in the store, you know, from the companies that do it. So what do I do now? Now, what do I do? Part of you says I should wash them, and the other ones say don't wash them, they get slimy. Great. I mean, is it really important if they get slimy or not? Because I'm gonna pour them into the broth anyway, right? They're gonna get, like, what is it called? Wet. They're gonna get wet anyway, so they get slimy in the broth as well, right? Or not? Or am I making a huge mistake there? I'm a total beginner when it comes to mushrooms after all. But one day I will achieve the enlightenment. I will achieve it, right? Our little stew will help us achieve. Technically, it's an Eintopf. I've got to add that in too. Yeah, because I think if I cooked them differently, like for a salad, or made something else, like with meat in the pan, maybe then it would be a difference because of the sliminess. But for us, we're gonna throw it into a few liters of broth anyway. But normally not. I have a special soft brush for cleaning mushrooms from dirt and stuff. Oh man, come on. You've got an extra little mushroom brush? Oh man. But yeah, I understand it. Now that I've started cooking a bit, I can see this. No, it's nice to have this drain to wash stuff and to have that extra tool for to reach into the into the pot. And each little thing has its own purpose. It makes the whole experience nicer and better and overall just more enjoyable and easier and so on. So yeah, I get it. Ah, cute. It's bubbling just a little bit, this too. Wait, can I make you see that? Do you see that? Here. This area. There you see that very small area from the pot to the liquid where the heat is transferred. And this is usually where after a few days it starts to get bitter. Because here now all the liquid is evaporating and more solids stick to the pot side and they stick there. And as they stick there, they accumulate maybe, and form a slight residue. And this residue over days becomes a bit bitter and burned and everything and starts to seep with the bitter aroma into the broth itself. But it's not that often that you can see it like this. It's cute. I mean, yeah, I'm calling it cute. Not sure if that's cute or not, like. But there you can see it bubbling a bit. Watch the bubbling. Yeah. And I'm gonna wash the mushrooms in this meantime. Okay, I'm gonna ask the pros. I have this now, okay? I want to wait to let it, like, bam, I found the solution. Bam, just like that. I wanted to ask how I can, where to put it and what to do so I can drop peacefully all the rest liquid. But yeah, I can just let it over the, what is it called? Not the bin, what is it called in English again? The sink. I can just let it rest like this at the sink. Great. And I've got something unhealthy today. Drinking Red Bull to stay awake. But about your plan for mushrooms soaking up the broth, put them in the pan with no oil and dry them. You can also do this in the oven. The water in them evaporates and then they can soak up the broth much better. Maybe for next time. Yep, I'll try that out next time because today I really want to test what happens if I just put them in directly. That's just what I want to find out. Snap, that's true. Yep, we can try that out next time. So. What else? Technically, that's pretty much it for today. Because as I said, I don't plan on much. But you can give me a bit of ideas what we could do next week. I'm thinking of going weird. Do we try stuff and experiment again, or do we enjoy being in this good area and go more well, I can, so far I realize I really, my ancestors helped me cooking when I stay more in the European, Eastern and Central European cooking. It just works better. It's way more forgiving. It seems like it's way easier. Western cooking, Western European cooking is harder. But we haven't tested anything like Asian tastes. But I also don't know if I could be good at it or not. Like, what could we do? Thought for a moment you'll add some Red Bull as a surprise. Nah, man. Nah. That's just for me. That's just for me. I mean, we could boil it. Boy, I don't even want to know what it would be like. Boiling 1 or 2 liters of Red Bull in the pot. Wow, that would not go off well. At least I don't think so. Next week we'll have the second camera, which means we'll have the stove cam. So when I do something in the pan or whatever, you guys will be able to watch it. And I'm trying out, I can't promise, I'm trying out some other thing to see if it works, but it doesn't really work. I got some very old phones of mine out of the basement, and they are just so old they don't even work as like webcams or something. Because I thought, well, why not try to get multicam going on here? But doesn't seem, I can just get the second one. Yeah, and we haven't had a lot of new memes recently, sadly. Sadly. That's just how it is. I've got a few videos, I think. Where are the meme videos? There's the meme video. Yeah. I gotta share one with you guys.
Small Man Productions presents
Stew.
Getting Hit by
100 cloves of garlic.
This contest is over. Give that man the $10,000.
This isn't America's Funniest Home Videos.
But the
Garlic. Stew.
it works at so many levels. Roll it again.
I hope you liked that one. Oh man. Now I gotta get going. It's already 2014. It's time for us to get. I will just pour it in as it is, like that, just like we did in the early days. Or should I caramelize it a bit? Nah. Should I do something or just put it in like that? That's a question now. Important question. I feel like I shouldn't brown everything always, but it often does taste better. Hard decisions. A lot of decisions to make. I'm not at the level yet that I understand how to do it with the oven. Like I don't trust myself with the oven. I would like to achieve that in the future. So if you guys want that, please leave me comments, describe it during the chat, or leave comments to explain to me, like I got these things, you know, for example. So I could like throw it in and put it into the oven for a while and then see how it goes, but I don't know exactly what to do with that. And I really don't want to mess up my food, you know? Just, I don't want to mess it up. Yeah. For this time, I wrote in this way. Absolutely. I just want a bit of the meat to be there in the bowl. I don't really need a lot of the chicken flavor in the broth, in my opinion. I just want some meat to have. And today is Sunday, then I can buy some beef tomorrow again. Because I heard I should, and the marrow bone I have seems to not be enough because I just get the marrow. The marrow is nice, but for that hearty taste that I want, I need, I think the word was cartilage. Like between joints, the stuff that is between joints. I need more of it, not just the bones with marrow. That's at least how it was explained to me. So let's give you the better view right over here. There we go. Don't shake too much, don't shake too much. Relax, relax. There. There we go. First, we're gonna pump in the mushrooms. Yeah. Just like that. Nice. Also, I need to upgrade my editing game, like doing shots from left, from right, and so on. Chat is so quiet today. So quiet. Just mesmerized, huh? Still shocked because of the 9 out of 10. And there we have this nice chicken leg. Hindquarter that we just pour in like this. Bam. There we go. Nice. Nice. And then right after, we're going to do nothing else but push this in again and shake. Oh, wait. Let me get this out of there. And now, right, properly shake this around. Wow, we have a lot of mushrooms in there now. At least visually it seems like a lot. There we go. Right? I hope I didn't overdo it. I really hope I didn't overdo it. But I don't think so. I do not think that I overdid it. It's gonna be nice and work out well. So, the chicken leg was frozen. I had it frozen. It was frozen. I thawed it up all day in the normal fridge, but I think it's still a bit frozen in the inside. I'm not sure, I just think so. So I think it would be safer for us to reprogram it to go higher today. Yeah, like 81 instead we're going today. There we go. I want it around 80 degrees Celsius. Alright, thank you. Thank you. Nah, you're good. Thank you very, very much. I don't know what this comment was about, but I'll take it. I'm good. Thank you very much. And with that, we put the chicken in there. Put it in 80 degrees Celsius. I need to learn in my head how to calculate it to Fahrenheit to help you guys understand. The beep beep shows it achieved the limit, the temperature we wanted, we programmed, and now it would stay on the temperature for 20 hours. I finally learned how to program it. We go back. This is the temperature it has right now, 81 degree. Okay, both. 81 degree first is what temperature it has, 81, what is it programmed to, both are 81 right now, and how long it is supposed to stay at this temperature. And with that, we're quite happy. I don't like the fact that I bought a cheap thermometer. Yeah, okay, but there's also that big. And now, for example, you can see the different temperatures sometimes being quite a bit different. Now, I shake that around a bit and it became closer again. But if I don't do that, there can be like 5 to 7, 8 degrees difference. Now you gotta imagine it like, just as an example, the chicken leg is on this side and it stays here, and it was very cold and almost frozen. And so it cools down all of the liquid around it quite a bit. while the liquid on this side stays very warm. And liquid is not the best conductor of heat, so you can have quite the difference, the delta. And with that, that's basically it. Now, before I say goodbye, is there anything you guys would like to ask or suggest? As I said, I am absolutely thankful for any ideas about next week. What I could do regarding the taste and the cooking. What kind of cuisine we could go for. And here the stew is honest. We're not doing these cleaning things behind the back or hidden. No, I do it in front of you, so you see that how it gets messy over time. And if the company ever reads or sees that, your logo should not disappear that fast just from being cleaned like it's a month. Yes, I know it's not supposed to be cleaned outside and rubbed so often, but what do you expect? There are people like me who just mess around too much, okay? Sorry. I just keep dropping that stuff. I keep messing around. That's just the way it is. I gotta clean it. Like, I think almost every time that I poured out of the cooker, I also made a mess accidentally. It's just how it is, you know? There. I hope that looks nicer. Ugh. No comments, no nothing, no idea what I could do next week, huh? Well, then you're gonna have to see what I'm gonna do. And I don't take any... Don't come next week and tell me, oh, you should have done this and that, okay? I'll do whatever I want then. If you're gonna try out other mushrooms, consider Kräuterseitlinge or Austernseitlinge. Sorry, I don't know the English names. Everyone who's curious can look up the English names. I'm a German speaker anyway, so to me the German words work. But we can try it out and see. I'm still not sure what to do next week, but we'll see. It also always depends what's in store. Like, I know there's sometimes something like there's a season for stuff, especially with mushrooms. You don't get all the mushrooms all the time, as far as I know. And there's times when it's cheaper and times when it's way more expensive to get the same mushrooms. So we'll see about that. But overall, it seems to work very well. I'm very happy. There. Wait, let me make this clean too. There. Was there anything about the bot that I wanted to test with you guys? I think not today. I worked a bit on the bot again. There we go. But there's not that much to it yet, because it doesn't really work that much. And with that, I think personally that we are gonna finish now. Is Here for the Stew still present? Give me something in chat if you're still present, because I'm really curious about you and I want to show you something. I hope. To all the others, as usual, I'm very happy and thankful that you were part of this. Terrain, yo, a bit late. We're almost finished already, but welcome. That we're getting well set up. I like that. We're getting better and better at all of this, right? There we go. Nice. 83 degree, 82 degree. That works well. Yeah, okay, you're around. Then let me show you. I hope it works. It will most likely not work properly, but as usual, when I try it live, everything always breaks down. There we go. Yeah. I thank all of the supporters. That's how it goes. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. And now I think when it scrolls, it won't be... Yeah, and now I don't know, the text appears suddenly in the middle again. I don't quite know why. That's something I have at some point to change, I guess. Just let me try. I do not know yet why. Yeah. Alright? I want to show you that I appreciate all the feedback. I appreciate all the help. I'm working on the bot. The next thing that I want to do is I want the bot to check out everyone who made a comment or who says something during the live chat, during the live ingredient drop. Everyone who posts something to get a little thank you at the end, like, hey, thank you for participating in this drop. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, Eat Red Daily. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Man, that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. You know? What is it like? There's coffee. We have the coffee to support and we have the Patreon so far. These are the things I do. My computer's a bit slow. And Eat Red Daily. We missed it yesterday and today. Terrain, I'm sorry. I am really sorry. You can watch the long form content on YouTube. And I'm always, not always, so far it's been always, like I can't promise it, sometimes I have work. But generally I'm always at 8 p.m. UTC +1. Yep. Yeah, wait. And if you want to, I'm always happy. What was it like? I think this way. I'm always happy for support on the different... wrong order. What was it? It's also new. Bam, 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 bam. I get spam. It's spammed with everything. There you go. The clanker is spamming the chat. And now you've got all the links to all the social media. If you want to support or follow. And now I'm gonna spam the chat even more. I'm just trying out if all the commands work. Yeah, nice. This is to support. Cool, isn't it? Isn't it? Well, the cooking forum is not a social media platform, you know? It's not the social media platform. This is social media platforms. I can't, of course, post everything where one might find stuff about the Perpetual stew. That's not possible. One could call it a containment breach if I posted it everywhere. I couldn't be in the stream today because I had to run some errands. Hey Omnius, welcome. Thank you very much. We did not have a big stream today. We did not have a lot of ingredient drops. If you made a Discord, could you name it Stewman Group? Stewman Group. Yeah, okay, I like that. But Discord, I will only do a Discord. I will only do a Discord if I have way more people. Like, I can't do it I will do a Discord server when we have that much chat active that I can't go through all the comments live. That's when I feel like we recently had one time where I was like, while I was preparing the food, there were really many comments. And if it was like that all the time, then I will do the Discord. Then, okay? Blue Man Group job, yeah, this Blue Man Group. I like that. Blue Man Group job. Yeah, that's something I like. Oh, Omnius, wait, you gotta see that too. There you go. I don't care that we're doing the same thing multiple times today. It's a relaxed day. There you go. I want you to see that too. Bam! Huh? Nice. I hope you like it. And I don't know why it appears at the end. I have to redo that. Something in the code is wrong because I'm using CSS. I'm doing an extra website that OBS loads just to see the scrolling text, and something about it doesn't quite work right. Thank you to Edred Digley if he's here watching. I don't know. He's got code names, I think. He's got code names. But that's just the way it is. Our score, because you weren't here. Bam. This is our score for today. We've got a solid 9. You'll have to wait for the drop on our cooking forum where I post it, and then you'll see the taste video. And everyone has already seen it, but my personal favorite meme video of the day. It's my favorite of today. There we go.
Hans Moleman Productions present
Stew.
Getting Hit by
100 cloves of garlic.
This contest is over. Give that man the $10,000.
This isn't America's funniest home videos.
But the
Garlic. Stew.
it works at so many levels. Roll it again.
There we go. And yeah, Terrain, as soon as we get the taste scoring on Polymarket, you can be absolutely sure that I will try to make as much money out of manipulating the market as I legally can. Absolutely. That you can be sure of it. Absolutely. Man, we'll see how that goes. That's basically it. But now that the chat is a bit more active, I would like to ask once more. Do you have any ideas what I could go for next week for like cuisines? Do you have any inspiration for me? We've had Cajun, we've had Eastern European like paprika and cabbage. We had Central European like sausage eintopf. Those worked well. Completely messed up the more German beer stew. That was a mess. And I messed up the more French onion soup. That was a mess too. But the Tex-Mex chili worked well. That was again well. We should get the soups going, Paul. Yeah, that's pretty good. Terrain, let's go gambling. I'll be going 50x long first view. Brazilian black bean soup. It's called feijoada. Feijoada, okay. Maybe something like lamb and potato, just shooting at the dark here. Well, I think the point is, I'm reaching the level where I need to go away from this little normal supermarket store. And I think I really start to need to go to a little market, and like fresh produce market, and to go to a butcher. By the way, do you say butcher, butcher? How? Like, what's the correct pronunciation for that? Exotic store markets. Nah, I don't even mean exotic yet, but more like, you know, when you go to the supermarket, for example, my supermarket has no lamb, no goat, no duck, no nothing. You only have the 4, 5, 6 standard products. Like for sausages, I've had like 10 feet of fridge in the store, but it's still only 3 types of sausage, but like from 8 brands. Like, okay, Debrecina brand A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then, okay, you have Frankfurter. Like, I think in English you call it a Wiener, a Wiener. And then it's like, okay, brand A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then it's like, okay, it's 3 or 4 meters and 3 or 4 layers, like, you know, bottom layer and then another shelf, but it's still only 3 kinds of sausages. And that's why I think going into like a pro shop, like a butcher, and he has 15 different types of sausages, you know. But it's in itch. Bitch? Nah. Exotic I mean as in foreign. Yeah. What I mean is I'm more professional, not foreign. It's hard for... have you tried adding frittaten? I have not added frittaten yet, but I thought about it. I really thought about it. And I think that would be nice. You're right. Maybe I should do that. But I think frittaten is a typical thing that I should not add into the pot itself, but into the bowl. Like, I just think so. I think frittaten and other such things are better pre-produced and then frozen. And then when you take out a bowl, for example, take a little pot, 2 or 3 little ladles, like 2 or 3 scoops of this out of the big pot into the small pot, and then only cook and unfreeze the portion that you want from that day, because I don't think that frittaten works well for 2 or 3 or 4 days. I just don't think so. Yeah, the condiment. Thank you for. How annoying to get only the same type of stuff. Yeah, well, yeah. You know, it's not the supermarket's fault to get the same stuff. Like, you know, most people like the same stuff. These are the things that 80-90% of all the people buy, so they get that. And if you want more specific stuff, then you go to the other store. That's just the way it is, you know. There are a few exotic meat budgets that do that, even things like snake, but beware, it's a high cost. Oh, I would love to get these exotic meats, but that's going to take a bit longer. Right now, I think maybe we will go there either once I'm bored of the normal stuff, for the big days, like the 100th day, 500th day, 1000th day, something like that. There we can do this little celebration. Or if I get to that level where I can get the ingredients paid for by, you know, Bezos and the bits and the donations and such, where I go, okay, then I would be fine with trying so much. Right now, for me, as it is the stew is just a good, healthy, pleasant way to eat without wasting money. Because it's a healthy, good food where I can get really nice, normal ingredients, be very, like with the chicken leg today. I can buy them in bulk when they're in rebate, like cheaper, and then I freeze them. With the stew, the nice thing is that I can always put in 1 or 2 ingredients to keep it going, and it's really interesting that way to be cheap, you know. Maybe buy some fresh herbs, experiment with how to change the taste. I will absolutely. I even thought of getting a few of those like on my window shelf. I wanted to ask if it's allowed or not in my apartment. Like, I want to get them outside of the window. I think because of insurance, it's not quite that allowed. I have to check that out. If not, put them inside of the window, which would work just as well, most likely. But I'm having a big construction site. All my windows are going to be switched out in the next 1 to 3 months. I don't know quite, and then it's all going to be different. So I wanted to wait until then. He's not autistic, he's just German, comes to mind. Hey, where did that come from? What? Oh, by the way, a really underrated spice is Liebstöckel. Have you considered it? I have considered it. I don't know why suddenly Liebstöckel, I've had 5 to 10 comments in the last 48 hours about this. So yeah, I'm going to try it, but that is something that is not in the normal supermarket where I am. I have not seen it yet. It's usually in potato soup. Okay, I will try it. I want to try it. It's on the list of things to try. Then Red Dead Redemption special of only adding ingredients you foraged and hunted will be hard for someone living in a city. I'm gonna get the rat. I'm finally going to get the rat to put into the stew if I abide by those rules. Liebstöckel is great, okay. Eating the same thing every day plus 1,000 hours in Factorio is autism to me. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Wait, let me... There we go. There we go. You happy with that? Huh? I was prepared to be called that. I was prepared. Yeah. I was prepared the moment that I knew people would ask, and when I would admit, well, I've just eaten the same 10 meals for 2 years now. Like, it was like, okay, someone is going to call me that. No, I was just a cheapskate. I was just cheap, and I have the ability to eat the same thing because what I like, I like. Yeah, how unfortunate for him. He's a very special guy. Oh man, I remember my last girlfriend was like with the food, and we went to restaurants, and she was like, "Man, you always eat the same. You liked it." And I was like, "Hey, listen, I'm like I don't know if it's another word, but in Austria you have the saying, a farmer only eats what he knows. Like if he doesn't know it, he doesn't eat it. So a farmer only eats what he knows." And I always said that to her, "Hey, I just eat what I know. I don't want to test." And she was like, "You gotta experiment. You got to make new experiences, blah, blah, blah." And I reacted to her always the same way. I said, "Listen, you're going to be happy with me as a guy that when I have something that I like, I enjoy it. And I don't want to test new things and experience new stuff. I got what I like, and that's all I want. Trust me, in 30 years, you're going to be happy that I'm like that when you hear about all the other guys causing issues." And then it took her a while to understand what I meant. And then she was like, "Well, okay, maybe it's not that bad." Yeah. He's that kind where he doesn't care about others' opinions. Well, most humans don't really care about others' opinions. Let's be honest. And yesterday we had a special guest in the chat who was a bit stealthy because it was a real life person I know who was curious about my little stream, and he watched it. Kinda nice. Well, okay. Wait. I said we will have a short. I said we would have a short ingredient drop. Now it's been over an hour again. Okay, so I will end it for today. Wait, always try to go out of my way to try something I never had before. But I do most often will get the same thing because it's too expensive. For me, it's the risk value. It's like, okay, I go out and then, okay, do I try something new? Or do I try something that I like? I know I like X. Why should I try Y? Y, maybe it tastes good, maybe it does not. How likely is it that this new thing tastes better than the things I know that taste really good? And that for me is just very unlikely. Sometimes I try it out. I'm open. Like, I'm not going to go, "No, I will never try it. I don't want to, no." But it's like, if I have a few attempts, okay, then I'm gonna try. But if it's, for example, I'm going out and I'm not really that hungry, then I might try. But if it's like, okay, this is the one meal of the day and I don't have anything else to eat today, I'm gonna go with the thing I know tastes good. If I know that I'm going out and I'm going to test something, and I can't test something because I've got a stew waiting for me at home that I know tastes good, well, then I'm very open to that. This is why I like that stew so much. It opened a whole new world to me. Not really worth it anyway. I don't like most wine or alcohol, but I did find one I actually enjoy after asking a bit. Cool. That's cool. I remember, for example, I didn't really like whiskey and such. Whiskey, bourbon and so on. And then one friend once told me, "Hey man, you've just always had the cheap stuff. Let me buy you one expensive one and try it out." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, sure, try." And it really was different. I nipped on that one for like an hour together. We sat there. It was really where I said, okay, now I understand this one tastes nice. Like, I understand there are different classes. And I most likely, for many things, I just did never find out the right thing that I would enjoy. But then again, Do I really need to test out 20 different wines just to find one that I like? Why not just accept that I don't really like wine and go for something else, you know? That's how I think. Like with mushrooms in the beginning of the stew, and then you try and realize you like them. Congrats, yeah. If I'm going out, I might as well eat something that I can't be arsed to make at home, because most things I like, I learned to make myself at home. True. That's also true. That's true, but I don't know, it's hard to say. Maybe I'll do live streams of me going to restaurants and judging them compared to my stew at home. So every restaurant owner will hate me. And they will hate me because, as he said, I'm a little... I've got the German complexion to say, at home is better. My stew at home is better. What? Do you know the joke about like the pro cooks in the show to make it for picky eaters? And then, I don't like that white stuff. It's creme fraiche. I don't know, I don't like it. Like that. I would watch live stream to the grocery stores. That's something I was considering too. Like, it could be part of the ingredient. We will see how it develops. We will see. Right now, one of my next ideas is I would like, once the bot is set up properly, I want to step further into the multi-streaming. Just the normal stream as it is now on YouTube and other streams like that too. Just to do that. That would be my next goal. And I think if I would have an extra phone, I would really try, just as an experiment, a bit the different platforms. Like right now I'm streaming on Twitch. I think streaming on YouTube is pretty much the same thing. But I'm curious, how does TikTok react to such a type of live stream? Where I just let the pot show. And I don't mean the live ingredient drop, but just the 24/7 where it runs. How would it react? You know? We'll see how it goes, all of it. But it's too complicated for me right now. I'm having already a logistic hard time with this one camera, this one. To move it so that it shows and sees what I want. The other camera for the stuff I will position so that it's just the stuff in a specific way that it works out. You know? But the rest I don't know yet. I don't know how to set it up or where or like... There's so many things we could try and fantasize. Who knows? I'm really looking forward to the pan cam. I like watching things getting fried in the pan. Yeah. As I said, please don't behead me if I don't manage. But in my goal, it should be in the middle of next week. It should be finished. Always depends a bit on how much work I've got. Because I would need to go to a store and everything. If I don't have... But we'll see. It should be... in the middle of next week, it should already be ready. Has this too affected your digestion at this point anyway? I think it got healthier, but it's hard to tell for me. But like, I think it got better. The thing that was surprising me is how should I say it? Before the stew, I don't know how much you know about the lore behind. To me, I mostly lived off of such cans, for example, like this goulash soup or chili con carne. Okay, I ate one of those per day with pasta. I made pasta extra, and then to have enough proteins, I added like a can of tuna or of mackerel or something like that, and that was how I ate basically. That was my food for a long, long time. And then, with that, I don't know why, I had to remind myself to drink enough water. So I had this carafe, I don't know what's the English name, like this bowl for water. And I had to have it on my office desk and fill it up 2 times per day to just drink enough. And I realized how important that was for the digestion and for like headache and everything. But with this stew, I suddenly don't need that anymore. I drink enough water on its own, and because the broth itself is so much water, I feel like everything flows better, you know? It's like the body works overall much better. I have way more fiber than I had with the canned food. I have more fiber, I have more good fats, I have more protein. It just seems to run smoother completely, you know? Just my idea. I expected to have more like a congestion or like to have it pile up in the stomach, but absolutely not. Goes absolutely smooth, nice, healthy. Every aspect so far as I can tell, is better with the stew. That's how I see it and how I interpret it. Yeah. Are you work from home and the like? Yes, I am. I have my own company, I have my own business. I do programming, small software development, and marketing marketing stuff like websites and doing ads for people, Google ads, Facebook ads, and so on, and doing consulting on strategies for marketing for SMBs. Like you have a small company, you have a small business, you're a coach, you're a dog sitter, you have a little, you're a metal worker, you have your wood shop with like 5 to 10 employees. I help you make more money with the right marketing, and most of that I do from home. Absolutely. Don't hurry, just looking forward to it whenever it will happen. Thank you, Nimalander. It will happen. I'm already working on it. Terrain, damn dude, glad to see you turned it around. Yeah. Well, well, as Omnius already mentioned. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is the just to make it even more obvious. Okay, here. There we go. As Omnius said, might be, undiagnosed. Who knows? It's another sign it might be. And to me, it was like, okay, I'm just eating for sustenance. And I was just eating okay, I need protein, I need this, I will survive. I eat once a day and that's it. And it wasn't like enjoyment. And as here for the stew says, yeah, nice to hear you've taken a big step to better nutrition. Yeah, it was a good way to live, good enough for sustenance, but now it's more enjoyment behind it. And easier and healthier and overall just better in my opinion. Like I first looked into nutritions like I think it was 1 year, 2 years ago. And I was a bit overweight and I wanted to lose weight, and I did a crash diet for like to lose 20 or 30 pounds in 1 month because I didn't want to have that stomach. Like I didn't want to have it. Like I just felt it was summer. I was with a few friends and I did not want to take off my t-shirt and was embarrassed because of my stomach. And it's not that it was big, but it was that feeling where I said, hey man, if you don't feel good and confident in your body, you got to do something about it. Either you learn to accept it and get friendly with your body and be all right to show it off like that, or you have to change it. And I went with, I gotta change it. So I did the crash diet, and back then I learned a bit about, okay, which nutrients do I need, how many gram protein and so on, and I realized, man, I was completely messing it up before. Like I had migraine for like 10 years, on off. And then never tried it out, never had the connection. I tried a lot of food, like am I allergic against something or not? And I realized from the day on that I ate enough protein as what's suggested. I was way too low on protein before that. Like have always been way too many carbohydrates, and so the moment I ate enough proteins, I had not a single migraine attack again. It's been 2 or 3 years now, and back then I had like one a week, and now it's been 2 or 3 years, not a single migraine attack since I started eating enough protein. I have no clue about health for other people. I can't tell, I have no clue for others, but for me that was a wow. And I have not heard it once that migraine could be caused by not having enough protein. That's just my experience. Does your whole house smell like stew from the cooker? Yes, absolutely. Omnius, my dad is the same way, where he told me if he didn't need to eat, he wouldn't, which I never understood because my sense of taste is always very good. Yeah, cutting out carbs is the best way to lose weight. Yeah, also helps with regulating your glycemic index and preventing crash. Yep. Well, I was the type. My whole eating system was completely fucked over because I started smoking when I was 13 years old. And I smoked until I was like, what was it? Like 34, 35, something like that. I think like 35, yeah, could be. 34 or 35. So I smoked for over 20 years from 23 to 35. And what I learned, thanks to my ex-girlfriend, because she pointed it out, was I completely had messed up my sense of hunger. When I got hungry, instead of eating something, I took a cigarette and I smoked. And so I smoked 1 to 2 packs per day. And at the end of the day, I realized I haven't eaten anything. And then I got a burning desire. And instead of eating anything healthy, I just used snacks or chocolate or something like that to get this energy boost from the sugar. And that's basically how I and my diet was. Absolutely catastrophic. And from that, I started the diet, so that's the story. I quit smoking. With the smoking, I ate too much. I got a bit chubby. I didn't like being chubby. I made the crash diet and I looked into nutritions. Then I had those 2 years where 2 or 3 years where I just ate for sustenance mostly. And now I'm in my stew phase where it's about, okay, eat for enjoyment. And that's my story. There you go. So it's not a normal way of living, which is why I'm saying you can't decide for someone else if a stew is healthy or not, because it was healthy for me. Because if you heard that story, I was really a weird guy when it came to that, and I was not living healthy. You know, my diet was not healthy to start with. Yeah, the stew arc. Damn, that's bad, but good for you for turning it around. Well, hey, I thank the dear God I always felt healthy. I never had any issues. Like, I'm healthy. I had never any issues, never any big problems. I was living the way I wanted. I was always healthy, you know? I mean, I had a bit of migraine every now and then, but that was the only thing. Like, cool, I'm pretty blessed with a good body and a good constitution and everything. Praise the Lord. Thank the Lord for my body. I thank my mom and my dad too for all of my ancestors, I guess. I would seriously consider getting a cancer screening if you were smoking that long. Interestingly, if you can find the studies online, the long-term risk of smoking regarding cancer for older people, if you quit smoking before you're 35, it's basically almost the same as if you didn't smoke at all. Like once you're 50 or 55 or 60. It really drops extremely well because the body still has that many years to repair itself. Funnily, I only found that out 2 years after I stopped smoking. And yeah. Omnius, you were always on each stream. You tell me to go to the doctor. Each stream, hey, go to the doc, check this or check that. Yeah, I can't change the past. What am I supposed to do? My mom was a chain smoker since she was 18. Ouch. Yeah, my mom was too. She then had... Yeah, let's not talk about these things. I quit smoking too late, it seems. Well, better quit late than never. It's still better. If you quit smoking, it's better. I think it's great that the younger people nowadays don't smoke. Smoking is not as normal anymore as it was back then. And I'm gonna be honest, like, what is it now? I quit like 5 or 6 years ago, and sometimes I still really crave one. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, vaping is the new thing. I think vaping is... We're going to hear in 10 years how they're all gonna be fucked up with that. It's just a typical thing. Something new comes out, People do it for a while. Oh no, it's safe. Here, look at the study. Yeah, the study was a short-term study, blah, blah, blah. And then long-term, you will find out, oh, it wasn't good. Like, yeah. You know? Yeah, it's a good development, yeah. But like, I'm not a health, this is not a health channel, okay guys? I should, like, no health, this is not, are we all that old? This is not about health. Okay, we're having a stew. I'm happy that it is healthier. But I'm gonna be honest, the idea for the stew was also not, oh, I want to be healthy. Like, it wasn't really important. I just wanted convenience. Little work and the convenience of, no matter at what point in time I have clients, when I need to go out, how much work I have, how many events I have to visit, attend, how often I have, or at what hour of the day I have to be outside. I just wanted to be able, I'm coming home and I've got something nice and warm to eat, period. And that idea was like, wow, okay, that sounds kind of really cool to me. Yeah. The issue in the US was the cigarette lobby had control over a lot of the government, yeah. No one expects it from you. We're just talking about life and everything. That's nice. Yeah, eventually it was phased out in the 80s and 90s, yeah. Well, let's be honest, like, smoking is also just like, yeah, things come and go, they ebb and flow. You have different times, different eras, different cultures. Like, I have a few clients and people that I work with who are club owners and alcoholic beverage producers. And to them, it's like, hey, the new generation, they don't drink as much, not nearly as much. They're nowhere near close to drinking that much as the generations before were. Like, the average 16 to 20-year-old today in Austria is not drinking as much as he was 20 years ago. Not at all. So, you know, the military in particular has a massive issue with chewing and snuff packets and nicotine pouches. Okay, that I didn't know about. That I did not know about. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's 10:30. Terrain, I still sometimes crave one too. Watching old footage from the 70s from music or movies, it was abundant in that era, like putting on shoes. Yeah, to me, like, I'm old, you know. I feel sometimes like I'm old, and I remember, and there's just so many memories. As I said, I started smoking when I was 13, and so many emotional connections and behavioral connections are connected with a cigarette. Like, just sitting there on my window looking out at the hills and the sundown, it's like 99% of times that I did it with a cigarette. Because the older you get, the less you do specific things, you know? Drinking and being down, having a depressed drink like that beer when you sit around and think about your day. It's like it got a cigarette with it. I haven't done it as an adult, old adult, without cigarettes ever, you know? But those are still better than sucking that stuff directly into your lungs. Not that I want to defend it. I have no clue. I don't know what is better and not. You know, I have an issue with the studies that I don't trust the studies that much. We have found so much going wrong, so much being faked. I think, now you're almost baiting me into talking about politics. Almost had me. You almost had me. Wait. Can I find it? Yeah. I gotta add this into my meme folder. Just a moment. Just a moment. Well, you got me talking. Nicotine pouches had me quit. I guess it was about choosing the lesser evil. Yeah. Oh, I quit very differently. And the only reason I quit was my ex-girlfriend. Gonna be honest. Without her, I wouldn't have quit. It was January January, and she asked me, please, please, blah, 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 and was annoying, but in the sweet way of annoying. And she was like, please promise. And I was like, okay, you know what? I will quit smoking this year. This year we'll quit smoking. Because it was January. It was like, yeah, okay. This year we'll quit. And then suddenly it was the 27th of December. I remember it was the 27th. And I sat there and it was like, oh man, you promised it. You promised her. Are you the kind of man who breaks his promise? Really? And are you going to be the kind of man who loses his face and who loses the ability to say, hey, I promise, my promise counts, because of cigarettes? Is that worth more than your integrity? And I decided, no, it was not worth more, and I was going to quit smoking. And so I quit smoking. And how I quit smoking, I threw away all the cigarettes except of one. I kept one cigarette, put the cigarette on my desk next to me on the computer. So it was like next to me, just in reach, next to my mouse and everything, so that I would have to look at it again and again and again and again and again, every day, thousands of times. And to keep myself from saying, no, I'm a non-smoker. I don't smoke anymore. I do not smoke. I'm a not smoker. I'm a non-smoker. Again and again. I wanted to train that neural net in my brain to get stronger, to have it be repeated more and more and more often, so that the neurons that go, no, we don't smoke, get strong in a short time period. That was my attempt. And that's how I quit. Accountability partner is always good with routine and addiction. Ja. Währenddessen ich noch rauche. Ah, did I speak in German while I talked? Sorry. I didn't. I thought I was talking in English. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Just a moment. Yeah. Let me see if that works or not. Good strategy. I should have considered this when I was quitting. Just messing with you. That's a Falco lyric. Ah, okay. Falco lyric. Yeah, nimmer. That's how I learned the best way to work is not to stay away from stuff. I mean, for some people that's good to work. Like, okay, I stay away from it so I get a new identity, a new routine. For me, it was always better to go clash with it. Because in my theory, it's like the brain works this way. I have the idea, like if you imagine a field and you walk the path over grass, and when you walk over grass, many times you have that path there where grass doesn't grow anymore, and now everyone else will just out of convenience use the same way. And I think our brain is pretty similar. So if you have habits, if you have ways you think about stuff, it's usually that these neuron paths are already well established. And just out of convenience and to save energy, your brain will try to go the same way it has gone before, because that's the best way and the thickest connection it has in the synapses and everything. So the way to get a new behavior is to strengthen a new path. And how do you strengthen it? By activating those new synapses and neurons. And the more you activate these other ones, the more it becomes for the brain, okay, you know what, this is a new path, it costs me less energy to go this new path than to go this old path, so I will go with the new path now. That's how I always interpreted it. Now let's see if that works or not. Never tried it before. Yeah, it works. That's there. That's something I will keep in my folder. When you manage, like today, when you guys manage to make me talk about stuff way too much. I mean, a bit of private is okay, but that's my my go-to gift now when you almost manage to get me to politics or stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, now I did it in other parts of my life already. It's just funny, I didn't come up with this idea when I quit smoking. Such is life, yeah? Such c'est la vie, mon ami. Then we need to have a smoked meat special, and we will have that. Absolutely. But now it's getting really late. It's getting time. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all very, very much for having been here today. Okay? I thank you very much. It was a pleasure. It was great joy. I thought I would do a very quick ingredient drop. Instead, we had a long talking session. 24/7. There we go. I hope you enjoyed it. You found out more about the stew lore. Don't stew in politics for too long. Exactly. Thank you for the stream, Stew Man. Yeah, we're gonna go. Let me give you. Here's the ending. As usual, thank you to the great supporters. You are the salt to my stew. You are the spices that make it work. You are the precious heat that makes it all work. I need to find a few more ideas on how to say it. Soup porters, yeah, that's a nice joke. And with that, I'm going to turn the mic off and wish you all the very, very best. Goodbye.